So talk about this, Bree. You graduated 2002, Columbia High School, a couple years before myself, and you didn't go on to pursue wrestling after that.
Yeah.
All right, so talk a little bit about that. I know you went to Savannah State for a minute, but talk a little bit about that.
So at that time, while I was wrestling, I always felt that I was pretty smart. So it wasn't, that I'm thinking I'm messing up or anything. But around 10th grade, I felt like the only way I could go to college was a wrestling scholarship. So the type of dedication I put towards wrestling, like lots of dedication.
Yeah.
Food, not eating, things like that. Back then, it was okay to do.
Yeah.
But a lot of sacrifice.
Yeah.
So when I graduated, I was like, do I have it in me to sacrifice again like that another 4 years? That was my main thing.
Yeah.
Could I do that and maintain the grades?
Yeah.
Because student athlete, college you can't just be good at the sport, especially wrestling.
You gotta make the grades too.
There's no future in it. I'm not big enough. WCW, I ain't much your man,
WWE.
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So all I got is what UFC after this.
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
But not for nothing. I just had to, looking at the future of it, and the toll it was gonna take on my body. Not many come out. You're gonna break something. You're gonna cauliflower and so things like that happen in that sport.
Yeah.
But, so I decided to go to Savannah State instead to take that route.
Yep, I remember. And one thing you hear Bree say is, I remember this. Like I say, I conditioned with the wrestling team, and I did some wrestling matches myself because Bree taught me into it, of course. At that time, I wasn't playing basketball. I was real heavy in music. But one thing, like Bree said, he talked about making weight, sacrifice. That was huge. Even for myself, you can't eat certain things because you got to make weight for your wrestling matches or tournaments that you've been in. It takes a certain level of discipline that a lot of people, it's not easy for a lot of people to be able to do that, right? And like you say, you just had to make that decision. If I want to continue to make these sacrifices going through college, and also my future of, do I see myself wrestling in WCW, WWE, like you say, UFC? Do I really see that in my future? Exactly. And you didn't really see that at that time. So you went on to Savannah State. And talk a little bit about that, Bree, because you went to Savannah State, but you didn't stay very long. And talk a little bit about that, Now,
Savannah State was really cool as well. What I picked up from going down there was, to me, a lot of freshmen. I think our freshman class was the biggest freshman class Savannah State ever had at that time. It might have been bigger as of past years, but at that time we were the biggest freshman class. Yeah. And to me, it was a bunch of dudes that just wanted to do something different. We don't know what we really want to do. Yeah. But we want to do something different. Yeah. We know what we can do at home. But we don't know. Let's go see what we can do over here. Yeah. Now, for some people, it worked out great. How college is. You by yourself is, a different world. Right. So some people take it differently. Can't handle it. Yeah. Some people can, and they go on to do great things. But at the end of the day, to me, it's just a bunch of people that want some type of change in their life. Yeah. What made you leave, Bray? And here's the thing, too, because I never judge people that left college. I know people that have left college, even Bree himself. Bree became very successful and didn't finish college, and I know others that have done the same thing. I know people that became millionaires that had finished college, so I never judge it. I was fortunate enough to finish, and Bree was one of the ones pushing me to finish, to be quite frank with you. But Bree, in terms of you, why would you say you didn't decide to finish with Savannah State? I would say more so guidance a little bit. Mm-hmm. Not saying I didn't have any. Yeah. But, young black male, what I want out of life. I see the dude riding on the 24s with money, happy. Mm-hmm. He didn't go to college. You know what I mean? Not saying not for nothing. But I'm looking at it like, man, he seemed happy. Yeah. Then I see a Morehouse tag on the old beat up Honda. It's like, damn, that don't seem that fun. Not saying, this is a young, dumb mind. I'm young at the time, 18, that's how I'm viewing my life. I'm like, well, my partners who do this, do what they want to do and having a great time. Yep. But I did focus in on I met one guy, he drove trucks. Mm-hmm. He'll come up every few minutes, pop out, pull out a big old bankroll, and I'm like, bro, what you do? He's like, I drive trucks. At this time, I'm 19. I'm like, damn, so what I got to do to drive trucks? He was like, you gotta be 21. So for me, right then, I'm like,
yeah,
okay, 21, 19. So 2 years, I got to stay out of trouble.
Yep.
So no dumb stuff.
Yeah.
So that put me in the mind state of not doing anything dumb.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I got something I want to do. So I'm not finna do that. That it's gonna mess up what I got planned. So I came home, did little odd end jobs or whatnot to maintain, and when the 21 hit, that's what I did.
Absolutely.